Buffalo Bills going on the road to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Man, this Bills team and this Chiefs team, kind of coming in here like a little rugged, right? I really think that's my feeling. This isn't the best Bills team, and this isn't the best Chiefs team we've seen in recent years, right? But this is a really good Chiefs defense, and I think that's kind of what's setting them apart, in my opinion, in this matchup, especially at Arrowhead, at the Chiefs' home. The Bills have struggled on the road. I think that's one key thing I'm looking at here. Bills are 1-4 on the road and 5-2 at home, so they're very much up for that home cooking. And this is on the road here. So Chiefs, lost last week, kind of a surprise to the Packers in a way. I was kind of thinking about that, but I held back a little bit there because I hate the Packers. So anyway, Chiefs, they tend to win though. Past couple of seasons, obviously. I mean, they're a winning organization, good teams, good coaching. They know how to bounce back after these losses. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Chiefs, they've been deadly. I think I think that they'll be able to get a turnover off of Josh Allen of some sort. Uh, the spread looks like it's 2.5 in favor of the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the over here in favor of the Chiefs. Actually, I think that they'll be able to win by maybe a touchdown or something. I'm kind of leaning that direction just because the defense, they're still playing well. It's just the offense. They've been up and down, not be able to, put on consistent drives out there. I think that's been their main detractor. But I think, yeah, again, they'll be able to bounce back. Andy Reid, I think he's going to be more determined than ever, maybe to take away the play calling duties from Matt Nagy, our beloved Matt Nagy. So I don't know. I'm feeling fairly good that I think the Chiefs come victorious and beat the spread over here. What are your thoughts, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going the other way with this one. I think Buffalo's played a lot of teams really tight this year. They could have a completely different record if they just close the door on a lot of these games that they were in. Last one before the bye was against the Eagles. Took them all the way to the brink. I mean, they did have this game kind of slip through their hands, but in the same way, I think that Josh Allen's really reacting well so far to Joe Brady, calling the shots for the offense. Feels like folks are getting a little bit more involved. Glad to see Gabe Davis back on the board. I mean, nothing like the 3 touchdown performance he had against KC a couple of years ago, but same sense, like they're always looking for new folks to get involved. And I think they've done a good job at starting to, spread it around, getting Diggs his work as well. But this team's just been, I mean, too close to a lot of tight games this year to not, prevail in one of these bigger victories. In the same sense for KC, it's like everything we were talking about last week, we were covering them versus the Packers. It's like they're just not looking right. They're looking a little, off for Chiefs standards. They've kind of let games fall through their fingertips too, playing down to the level of their competition. I mean, we all saw the pass interference calls that were missed against MVS, Kelsey toward the end of that last game in Green Bay. But in the same sense, it's like, why does it even have to come to those points for a team like that? I mean, if they're, battling for the Super Bowl, like we all expect, them to kind of walk through the AFC and just, take their throne and kind of see what happens against their opponent in the NFC. It's like, they shouldn't be, in these type of matchups against teams that are, average to good at best. And it's like, I don't know. They didn't create a lot of pressure against Jordan Love. Mahomes, for his standards, has looked, I don't know, kind of average, man. Honestly, like kind of average this year. I mean, I don't think he's even in the running for MVP. I don't know. We'll talk about it when we get there, but it's like I think there are a handful of quarterbacks this year that have definitely stepped up and have put up way more, counting stats versus a Patrick Mahomes, but also probably meant more, to their team in this regular season. So encouraged to see Pacheco, go against what I was saying about him last week. I mean, he really had an awesome game on the ground. Like he was, over 100 yards, but just looked like he was, chopping his way to, extra yards after contact, multiple carries that I watched, in that game. So, Overall, it's like these teams are very much in the same ballpark as one another. I mean, the Chiefs have had the better year. I just think, I think Buffalo can get this win. I feel like the last time they matched up, I want to say Buffalo, win over in that matchup. I think they have confidence enough against the Chiefs to not be, threatened to go into Arrowhead and kind of, seeing Mahomes and the defending champs and things like that. So, they need a win. I think they get one here, and I think it'll be, about a field goal apart in terms of, final score.
Yeah. I think the last matchup the Bills did when it was like 24-20, I believe, well, last year, right? They've tried to make it more of an annual tradition now between Josh Allen and Mahomes, especially after that wild playoff game that they had there. So, but yeah, no, they've split. I think the past couple matchups has been back and forth. I think the past 2 years between the two. So, we'll definitely see kind of what happens here. But yeah, like you were saying, Patrick Mahomes has not played his best brand of football. He was, I think, the front runner, at least on the betting lines for MVP. Now, it's Brock Purdy that's hurled everybody, and then Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Tua are all ahead of him now. So yeah, interesting how the NFL MVP kind of just has shifted now that Brock Purdy has the full arsenal of weapons. With Kyle Shanahan obviously calling the shots there. So and Jalen Hurts, he has I think 10 interceptions now. So it's one of those things for NFL quarterback MVPs that if they have a bunch of interceptions, then the less likely is that they're going to be having winning the MVP there. So not too many of those times where Brett Favre, when he won his MVPs and such, where he was passing, and threw like 20 interceptions or 17 interceptions and won the MVP, like those were seen as his down years, and kind of similar thing I think towards any quarterback against their MVP case. And Brock Purdy, I think he only has like 6 interceptions compared to like 22 touchdowns at this point of the season. So yeah, a lot of things I think shaping in favor with regards to Mahomes or Brock Purdy for MVP as of now. But yeah, back to the whole game there, like for Bills Chiefs, man, yeah, it'll be a good one for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling. I don't know. I guess I'm a Chiefs fan now in a way. Like I don't know if it's Taylor Swift or what, but I just have a feeling that this Chiefs defense, like they're gonna hold them into this game. So
Yeah, I mean, very possible. I would say, Chiefs are obviously the favorites here. I imagine a lot of the bets going into this game, or analysts that may watch across like Fox, CBS, they'll probably put their picks down for KC in this one. Yeah, if Buffalo loses, I mean, I feel like their season's going to be over. So, and I think in a lot of ways, like they really want to pick this up. I mean, their defense is too good. Their offense has actually been too good this year as well to just kind of fall flat now. So, yeah, they'll need a big one here, but we'll just have to see what happens.
yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, their schedule just it's not the nicest. I mean, they got a couple good games, but yeah, after this Chiefs, I mean, they're 6-6 right now, but after this Chiefs game, they got Cowboys, albeit in Buffalo, Chargers, still a talented team, but and they're gonna be playing in LA, Patriots. Okay, that's a dub, but then yeah, then they got the Dolphins and Miami. So yeah, it's not that this definitely is a must win, I think, for them for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean they're right there. Yeah, they need to win. Otherwise, I mean, I'm assuming, and it's kind of crazy to say. I mean, I know like our favorite Bills fan over at Stuff About Sports would want to fire, Sean McDermott. I mean, he's been, kind of pounding on the table for that one for the last, few weeks that I've watched over from their content and stuff. But man, it just seems like a coach that's like, I don't know what he is, like got a 600 plus winning percentage and stuff. And, has obviously made the Bills super relevant. It's like, he could probably get fired, man. He could probably, get fired if they've already let go of Ken Dorsey, who I thought they had a lot of respect for. And it's like, this whole thing could completely change up as we go into the offseason.
Yeah, I wonder who if he wants that. And I haven't heard anything what he said about who would replace it. Like, can we get Brian Dable back? Like, I mean, Josh Allen played pretty well under Brian Dable, so and Dable doesn't really have too much out there right now. I don't know if they can get Caleb or Drake May. I don't know, but you know what Josh Allen brings to the table. So yeah, interesting how this thing will shake up. If the Bills aren't able to make the playoffs this season.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if the Giants would be interested in that, like maybe like a trade of some kind for the right staff. Dable will come back, and I mean, maybe the Giants will look at that too, given how this year's gone for them. But
Yeah.
it's an interesting point, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.